What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video, and welcome to a video today looking at new and returning players to FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. Now, I'm not sure when they'll be coming out, but I imagine most of these players will be featuring in FUT probably very soon. Now, of course, at the moment we have got ones to watch in packs, new ones for winter transfer window, and go back to this time last year in FIFA 17, this is when we first got Gabriel Jesus added to the game. Now, he was a ones to watch card as well, so when he came out of packs of that, he came out as a regular item. Now, I'm not sure how long after that it took for like a batch of new players to come out, but all these players have transferred during the winter transfer window, or the youngsters that have broken through this season. But we'll get into more detail in just a moment. So before we get started, as always, if you enjoyed the video, show support by leaving a like rating, and be actually also greatly appreciated. If you're new to my channel, make sure to press the subscribe button for more, and the comment section below, if I've missed any new players that could be coming to FIFA 18, let me know down below. So two things just before we get started. The very first one is that player overall ratings and stats, they're from the latest head-to-head update. So if the players are added to Ultimate Team, their stats could change. But let's jump into the first four players then. And first I've got Adriano, a Brazilian striker, now playing up for GM Motors. And in fact his last FIFA Ultimate Team appearance was only back on FIFA 17, so definitely not a long absence for him. Then we've got Ali Gaba, who I think has never ever featured on FIFA Ultimate Team, so he would be a new player. And basically at the end of January he made the same move as Hegazi and go from the Egyptian League to West Bromwich Albion. And to be fair, his stats aren't very good, but the same applies to Hegazi, who to be fair to him in real life is doing a pretty solid job. Then we got on to Rana, playing for Sevilla, again on the transfer from the winter transfer window. I'm not honestly sure how good he is in real life, but basically on head-to-head, he did get his stats updated a couple of days ago, and he's got a bit more pace about him now, but still probably not very usable. The final one is a returning player being Demba Ba, obviously formerly of Newcastle, Chelsea, and it was playing in China for a long time, but got a massive injury. It did actually get added last year on FIFA 17 Racing at one point as well to Besiktas, but on deadline day he moved to Göztepe in Turkey on a free transfer. Then we have a very interesting one from the MLS for Atlanta United, being Barcos, the young Argentinian player. I think he's like 18 years old. He's actually the most expensive player in MLS history, costing like $15 million. He has 4-star skill, he's 4-star weak foot on head-to-head, and I think at one point it's also a cam as well, so I'm not sure if that will be his position or not, but it would be a cool one to see, and I imagine in the summer he could be part of the MLS All-Stars, so he could get a blue card. Then we've got to Lucas Barrios, the former Borussia Dortmund striker, now playing in the Argentinian League, I believe. And in regards to his card, not very good, a 75 rated player on head-to-head. Then we've got Buffarini, an Argentinian right back now playing for Boca Juniors. His last appearance on FIFA Ultimate Team was back on FIFA 16, so a little bit of an absence there. Nice to pace now, it's a bit quicker than before, and 81 physical. In fact, his last ever card on FIFA Ultimate Team was a team this season, so not a bad way to go out there, and again, could be returning. Then we got to Diabate, again, I think featured on FIFA 17 as well. This is not in the game, but has now moved to Benevento in Italy, who currently sat bottom of the Serie A. Then we've got a recognisable player being MINA DIARRA, also a former France international, and recently, of course, transferred on a free transfer to Paris Saint-Germain, and before that has played for Arsenal, Chelsea, as Real Madrid, Portsmouth, and Marseille as well. And the last time he featured on FIFA Ultimate Team was actually back on FIFA 17, so only a year ago, and he was 83 rated then, but now on head-to-head now he's been re-added, he's down to a 79. He spent around a year playing for Al Jazeera and left him on a free transfer very recently, so PSG now only be a backup player. I was actually quite surprised that he wasn't a once-to-watch card. Next name is a former legend on FIFA Ultimate Team last year in FIFA 17, being Landon Donovan. Obviously last like 3 years now. He's technically announced retirement twice and came back twice on top of that, so had technically 2 career breaks you could say, and now he's playing in the Mexican League for Club Leon, and his stats on Ultimate Team or head-to-head, sorry, they're not very good, like 68 pace, very slow about him, some okay passing, shooting and dribbling for a 74 rated player. He's now left mid though, not a centre forward. And in fact, on FIFA 17, when he had a legend card, he came out of retirement again to play for LA Galaxy, but he stays a legend card, he didn't get a normal card released. But now he hasn't got like a crazy prestigious card on FIFA 18, I imagine he'll also be added. Then we've got Ebert playing for Ingolstadt in the second Bundesliga. I think like back on FIFA 13, in fact, for some reason I remember this. He had a team of season card, but other than that, not a very good player in the game. And now we've got a former Arsenal striker being Eduardo da Silva, and now playing for Legia Warsaw, 74 rated, 68 pace, 75 shot, 75 dribbling, not very good. Then we've got a Norwegian player that actually featured quite a lot for me back on FIFA 12, being El Yanusin. In fact, there's a team I had with him and Husklepp up front, is actually insane, but now he's playing for AIK. Then we've got Flamini, a former Arsenal player, and last year, in fact, on FIFA 17, got re-added as a Crystal Palace player as well. He's not currently on head-to-head because he only transferred to Getafe a couple days ago, but I imagine his stats will be even worse than last year, and they were really bad. And now a player that hasn't featured since FIFA 16, a very good silver in fact playing for FC Augsburg back then, a very pacey defender pretty much, and that is Hong Jong-ho. So the centre back now is playing for Jeonbuk Motors just like Adriano before, and he still has 75 pace, 70 defending and 73 physical. Not that bad really for silver. Then we have a player that had a very short stint playing in the Premier League for West Bromwich Albion, being a DA. A couple days ago, just for deadline day, he moved to Malaga. Joe Ledley I think is a guaranteed player to be added to the game because he actually joined Derby back in September, but it was past like the deadline day for EA to have a database, so it makes sense why he's not in the game. But now he's 74 rated on head to head as a DM. He's not very quick but has some okay physical about him, and that's pretty much it. Then we have a former United goalkeeper being Lindegaard, now playing for Burnley. He's actually the third choice goalkeeper I believe behind Tom Heaton and also Pope, so doesn't really play any football whatsoever. But a very similar situation to Joe Ledley as well. He joined them very early on, like September or something, but again he's not in the game. And our youngster is on head-to-head but not a FIFA older team being Malasia, who has actually had a breakout season this year, I believe 4th final in the Eredivisie. He's 6'6" rated, so not very high. He might not have great stats now, but I imagine in a couple years time, it'll definitely be a lot better. Then we've got Roger Martinez playing for Villarreal in Spain, and was playing in China before this. In fact, he's still technically owned by a Chinese Super League side being Jiangsu Suning. He's only on loan to Villarreal, but so far I don't think he's played any games for them, but they do have an option to buy in there, just in case it does very well for them at the end of the loan deal. And now one for Arsenal fans, of course. In the January transfer window, they signed Aubameyang, they signed Henrik Mkhitaryan, they got rid of Sanchez, they also signed Mavropanos. And in fact, on the day that Arsenal signed him, Arsene Wenger did say publicly he's not ready for Arsenal just yet and will be loaned out. But it turns out at the end of the transfer window, he's still an Arsenal player, and in fact has been on the bench a couple of times for them. He's only 65 rated on head-to-head with 64 pace, 65 defending, and also 71 physical, so not a great card whatsoever, but imagine he'll feature an Ultimate Team soon. And now one of the higher rated players that could be added to FIFA this year is going to be Yerry Mina of Barcelona. So before this was playing in Brazil for Palmeiras, so obviously he's not in the game from the get-go, but I thought he was a guaranteed player to get a once to watch winter card, but he didn't get one. Like, I thought it'd be a very similar situation to last year of Gabriel Jesus, like playing in Brazil before that, then coming to a big European club. But it turns out he didn't get one, but on head-to-head he's 80 rated, he's not very quick, but has got 81 defending and 86 physical. Then we've got a former Liverpool player being David Ngog, who when he played for us, was absolutely awful, but now playing in the Scottish Premier League for Ross County. Then we've got Nathan, a former Chelsea player, I think also still owned by Chelsea in fact. Not on FIFA 18 so far, not sure why, but last year was playing for Vitesse and now he's moved to Portugal. Then we have a breakout player this year for Lyon being Ndombele, who currently has actually got a really solid card on head-to-head, like 80 pace about him, 79 dribbling, 71 defending, 76 physical. That's not bad for a 76 rated player. And there are apparently a lot of teams interested in him as well, so it'll be a very cool one for FIFA 18. Then we've got quite an interesting one being Lunga, the Kenyan striker playing for Girona in Spain, and the reason it is interesting because since then, he has scored a hat-trick. It was actually a few weeks ago, halfway through January against Las Palmas, and he came on at half-time I believe it was, and got a hat-trick on 1 assist. And that is a guaranteed in-form performance, but when you're not on an Ultimate Team in the first place, obviously you can't get a special card, and in fact they're the only goal contributions he's got so far this year. Then we've got players not currently on head-to-head, but I imagine being added very soon, being Pellegrini, who's just 16 years old playing for Monaco now. So a couple days ago, joined them for a massive fee, apparently of 25 million euros, although the Monaco president has denied that, saying a lot less than that. But still, most places are sticking to 25 million euros, which is huge for a 16-year-old, and in fact a world record. There is potential he might only be a bronze card, but the fact he went for a big fee, I think that'll boost him up to a silver. A final player on his page is Petroipa, who I don't think has featured since like FIFA 14 I think it is, and now he's playing in Belgium, and in fact on FIFA 13 he had a man of the match card. Then we go on to Poku, a former New York City FC player who was playing for Miami FC for a couple years but now has gone to Russia to Anji. Quite a big winter transfer is going to be Prata, who made the move from Sao Paulo in Brazil to River Plate in Argentina, and the fee was just short of £10 million. And he's also not featured since FIFA 16, but his head-to-head stats right now are actually better than what they were a couple years ago. Then we've got a former Arsenal, Real Madrid, Sevilla player being Jose Antonio Reyes. Not on FIFA 18, was on FIFA 17 though, and now is playing for Cordoba, I think it is in Spain, in the second tier. Then a very controversial one being Robinho, the former Brazilian international now playing for Sivasspor in Turkey. But back in November 2017, Robinho was actually sentenced by the Italian court to 9 years in prison because he was convicted of sexual assault. So for that reason in particular, I'd understand why EA wouldn't add him back to their game, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we got into Ruben Castro, who was on FIFA 17, of course, has been playing for Real Betis for a long time now. But during the summer, he went out on a very short loan to a Chinese Super League side, and now has returned back to Betis. So imagine he'll be re-added at currently 81 on head-to-head. Then we've got Bakary Sagna, same as Flamini before. He's not currently on head-to-head right now, but in fact yesterday he joined Benevento in Italy after playing for Man City last season. In fact, last year on FIFA 17, his last update, was down to an 81. I imagine he could be lower than 80 now though. Then we've got a player who's linked to a move to Man City this time. It's going to be Samare, a youngster playing for Lille. Honestly, I've never seen him play, so I can't really give my opinion on him. He's currently 63 rated on head-to-head right now, so again, I can't really say how good he is. They've got a bit of a beast from FIFA 17 being Sal, now playing for Bursaspor in Turkey. He had an insane international man of the match card which actually extinct for a little bit and was costing a lot of coins, but now he's still like 84 pace, 76 physical, 76 shooting and 77 dribbling. That's not really that bad at all for a 78 rated striker. Then we go on to Starker, playing for Bayern Munich. Now, it's actually quite a similar situation to Landon Donovan before. He actually retired at the end of last season, but came out of retirement very quickly because Bayern had a bit of an issue with their goalkeepers. In fact, when he retired, he then became a Bayern Munich goalkeeping coach. But because Manuel Neuer right now has got very bad injury problems, of course he's injured, but then after that, Ulreich got injured for one game as well, so he had to step in. Then we've got a very cool one being Carlos Tevez, who now plays with Boca Juniors again, 1 year after going to the CSL in the first place, and there were a lot of rumours suggesting where he's playing in China, and was the highest paid player in world football. It's like £615,000 a week or something, and 1 year later, he's back at Boca. So when he first got re-added to head-to-head, he actually was like 75 rated, I think it was, so nearly a silver player with some very low stats, but since then has gone back up to 78 rated cam this time. Still has got a lot worse stats than we had last year, like 72 pace, 78 shot, 74 passing and physical, and 78 dribbling. Then we've got Uja, who hasn't featured since FIFA 16 in fact, and now is back in the Bundesliga playing for Mainz after having a couple years playing in the Chinese Super League. They have a player who's had a massive absence from FIFA Ultimate Team being Vida, their Croatian centre-back. So in January he joined Besiktas in Turkey from Dynamo Kiev, and also that's the reason he wasn't in the game, because he's playing in Ukraine. So aside from the World Cup added on FIFA 14, I think the last appearance for him was like FIFA 11. And the final two players then, first over Wellington Nem, obviously a very recognisable player from a couple of FIFAs ago, was a very good Brazilian but now is at 75 rated. And the final one is Vendel, playing for Sporting. I know nowadays Brazilians aren't really used that much whatsoever, as Silvers really aren't too good in the game anymore, but 81 pace, 73 shot, 70 passing, 77 dribbling and 71 physical and defending, that's not that bad for a centre mid. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So as always, if you enjoyed it, show support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome and greatly appreciated. If you're new to my channel, make sure to press the subscribe button for more and press the notifications tab next to it to receive an alert every single time I upload a video. If you missed my previous video, it's down below in the description box. And today's question of the day: are there any players I've missed in this video? Let me down below in the comment section. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.